Well, we had Dogecoin, we had Shiba Inu, we've had others like UFO, which is in the gaming space. We've got all kinds of meme coins. Now we have Pepe.
Pepe. Pepe. Pepe. Pepe. Pepe.
Hey, but before we really get started here, I want to say thank you to everybody that subscribed, liked, and commented over the last few days. We're only week and a half into this channel, and it's already doing much better than I anticipated. So I appreciate all your support, particularly on yesterday's Gala Games. So while we're here, let's do it again. Please go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment below. Looking at crypto bubbles, don't let this thing fool you. It says 500% this week. This thing has done thousands of percentage in the last 2 weeks since it initially came out. This thing is absolutely gone crazy. It's caused a chain reaction in other meme tokens, and it's somewhat fun to watch, I'm not gonna lie, but it's also quite possibly the most risky thing that you could ever do outside of going to a casino. But at least at the casino you get free drinks. So I'm not sure how I feel about this. It seems to me like people are getting bored and they're waiting on Bitcoin to move, they're waiting on their alts to move, and nothing's happening. And they're like, well, let's just have a meme coin season. So now, because of that, not only do we have Pepe, we have Pepe Sol, RB Pepe, Pepe Moon, and just an amalgamation of other meme coins that are all just pumping and dumping all over the place. And yes, I did just say dumping all over the place. We also have gems like Papa. And we also have other gems like Kermit and Kermit Inu. It's just, they're all over the place. There is an absolute frenzy of creating absolute no value meme coins at this point. Although, I believe there was a tweet somewhere from Elon or Tesla or something, I'll have to check it out, saying not to sell your Pepe. He actually thinks it's useful. But, he also has been pumping Dogecoin for a long time. So there's that. So this is not the longest running chart that there is for the token, but I think this pretty much speaks for itself, right? We just measure what's happened here on BitGet. That is an 1151% gain. And I believe that had already happened a few times before the token got on BitGet, because initially it could only be swapped for wrap Ethereum on Uniswap. That was when it was very low market cap, like under $1 million. And now has just been this mad rush, a token that went from being absolutely nothing to essentially being ranked. Well, this says, oh, that's Papa. Crypto Bubbles puts it like rank. See, Pepe is still sitting here at 2615, but on Crypto Bubbles, it ranks it at 66, which is just insane for something, to think about a meme coin doing something like that. But the whole point of this video is really to bring awareness to why this is happening and how it's probably not the greatest idea to do, unless you just have a ton of money that you're willing to just shove somewhere into a random meme coin like Kermit, Pepe, or Papa. It's hard to Peter Pepper picked a pepper. So as is the case with most things, meme coin rushes included, there are chart reasons and indicators that kind of give us a hint as to what's going on right now. So I'm going to go through a few of those that I have not gone through in a while. So first, let's look at everybody's favorite Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance currently hovering around 48.5, with the previous kind of top peak for the last cycle was around 49%. And when I say cycle, essentially I'm referring to since August of 21. We're kind of deciding what we're going to do right now. This is a time where the market is very indecisive, where, again, looking in the middle of the Gaussian channel, like in my previous analysis in comparison to 2015, we're right there, which we'll go to the Gaussian channel in just a moment. It's make or break. We're getting very close to the point to where Bitcoin needs to make a decision on whether it's going to mimic a previous cycle or whether it's going to take a dump, for lack of better words. We did have the FOMC meeting, and we had Chair Powell come out yesterday and raise by 25 basis points, which the market had already priced in for the most part. One of the quietest volatility days I've seen in a long time on an FOMC day for Bitcoin. You can see the dollar has gone down a little bit, but it's very marginal. It was kind of a nothing burger, to be honest with you. I was a little shocked to see, Bitcoin dominance is just sitting here hovering, trying to make a decision. If Bitcoin dominance were to take a major fall while the price of Bitcoin went up, then we would be probably looking at an alt season, which I'm sure everybody would love. I also think the reason for the Pepe pump, not only because everybody's bored, but if you think about it, there are a lot of people that say, well, the meme coin pump was predicated by a major downturn in the price. For me, I see it kind of the opposite direction. And again, I'm happy to be wrong, but as all this money pours into meme coin, you start hearing more people hear about Pepe and they hear about Dogecoin and Shiba, and the average retail investor starts dumping capital into these meme coins. And I feel like that brings more money into the market that can eventually flow back into Bitcoin. I feel like these people that bought these meme coins at the very bottom and have made thousands or millions of dollars could easily take that back out, cash out money on the retail that just came in and shove that in Bitcoin and keep the market moving. So while some people look at that negatively, I look at it positively, and I hope that's what it is. But let's just go to, let's do this real quick. Let's look at Ethereum Bitcoin. Yesterday at the FOMC meeting, we had a giant run up. Well, I wouldn't call that a giant run up. It was, let's call it 4% run up in the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation, which it was at a very aggressive pace going up, and then it just hit this moving average here and went back down. So it's kind of a nothing burger again. Ethereum's just kind of hovering too between $1,800 and $1,900, not really wanting to do anything. Bitcoin here on the 4-hour chart, you can see this is all the volatility we got. There was not a lot yesterday. I would say maximum volatility of 6%. I think I saw on the 1 hour, there's a 1 hour candle that was very indecisive. That's kind of where Powell spoke. Yeah, it's right here. But you can see we really haven't done anything. If we go out to the weekly chart, again, we'll look at this. We're still stuck in the middle of the Gaussian channel. We bounced off the EMA 9. We're waiting for resolution of this. Resolution of this would be break of the Gaussian channel top or break of the EMA 9. And then if we do break the EMA 9, we would want to watch the Lucid SAR here in the middle. And if that breaks, then that's when people need to start reevaluating the bullishness of the market right now. But until that EMA 9 breaks, I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here quiet, waiting to see what happens. And while that's happening, obviously, people are pumping shit coins. So last thing we'll look at here, my monthly chart is quite a disaster. As you can see, I'm actually going to pull the Gaussian channel off of it real quick so there's not as much going on. There's still a lot going on though. What I'm wanting to show here though is the accumulation and distribution indicator on the monthly chart. We're starting to see positive slopage here at the bottom of the range on the accumulation distribution indicator, meaning that accumulation has started. It actually started back here in very heavily in January, and it slowly started to turn back up. When we see that accumulation start to turn back up, in almost every instance when that curvature gets that direction, we see a big run up in price. I feel like as long as we can maintain that throughout May, this may be one of the most bullish years that we've had. Again, I'm totally open to a bearish scenario too. I don't care about being right or wrong. I just follow the data and I follow where the money is. But looking at this, we have the MACD crossing up on the monthly. We have the stochastic that is not topped out yet, which we all know that when the stochastic tops out, it can stay there for a while and price just rockets. And this is on a big time frame. This is a very large time frame. And to me, if I looked at this and I was if I didn't know what was going on, and this is the first chart that I saw, minus all these crazy lines that I've got going on, I would say this is bullish. I would probably buy based off of this chart, to be quite honest. If I were to dial it down to the weekly chart, I'm going to put my Gaussian channel back on. Here I would be more trepidatious, but I'm also seeing a stochastic RSI on the weekly chart that has significantly gone down, and price has barely done anything. So to me, we could be forming bullish divergence here on the stochastic, which would be great. That would, give us even more strength to ride up to the 37 to 42 range. There's even some traders that kind of see what I saw, and there are some predicting 48K. I don't think 48, I think 47, which is right below the top of this candle. 48 would put us here at the top of this candle, but I would say probably right here. And that also lines up currently with this Lucid SAR data back in that time as well. But yeah, I would say max 47, minimum 37 if we get the push up past the Gaussian channel. Somewhere in that range from this point where we are now, that would be 32%, 47%, or 64%. You know, the previous 2019 cycle, I think it was a pump of 87%, which would be 53K. I'm not even going to humor that at the moment. That's just too much to even consider. I say we get to 37 and see what happens from there, providing that we do break the Gaussian channel. So we kind of veered off from Pepe a little bit, but Pepe is really just a side effect of indecision in the market, in my opinion. So hopefully that brings some clarity to Pepe. Hopefully you enjoyed the little song at the beginning. If you appreciated the content, again, I'm a growing channel. We're going to be talking about other things besides crypto in the future, like psychology, dating, potentially fitness, nutrition, men's improvement, self-improvement. But right now I'm focusing on crypto. So please do give me a subscribe, hit the like button on the video if you enjoyed it, leave me a comment. I will respond if I can, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy trading.